Hey people, it's me PC, and I'm doing kind of a reaction video to Boss Talk Radio, also known as the Angryman. He's talking about why does Loni Love have a problem with Jeannie Mai submitting to Jeezy, her fiance. So it's like I started watching the video, got like almost 5 minutes into it, and it was like, okay, this is gonna be an interesting video. This will be my second time watching one of his videos. I've been on a panel with him and stuff like that, and he's real fun. He's real. You know, he keeps it real and stuff, and that's what I like about him. So I got me some popcorn, I got me some wine. So I'm just ready for it. Let me expand that and get us ready. Okay, I'm gonna put myself to the left so you can see his logo right there.
Yes, Lord. Jeannie Mai. Jeannie Mai. Where do I begin? How many of you heard Jeannie Mai's comments about her soon-to-be marriage to Young Jeezy?
Okay, pause right quick. I stopped watching the real um when Lonnie started talking crazy. I just had it was just like she messed up the gumbo. She messed up the gumbo. It was just didn't taste right no more. So I'm going based off what he says.
If you heard the
Okay.
comments, press 1 in the chat room if you have heard these comments. Press 1 if you heard. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to begin by playing the comments that she made. I'm going to play the comments that she made. Then I'm going to play the pushback that she got from that grizzly bear that's on her show. Y'all know who that is. So let me go ahead and play the comments. Now here's Jeannie Mai's statements.
So I'm going to say right here that I, Jeannie Mai, going into my marriage, I want to submit to my man. Let me explain. When I hear this definition, like you just said, Adrian, submitting has a negative connotation. It means that you are less important, you are lower than that person that you're submitting to. It usually can be like, referenced as somebody who works lower than you, and that's not what I'm referring to here.
Yeah,
but what I really learned in my life for my definition of marriage, I'm not saying what I want works for everybody. I'm saying for me, I'm a very dominant woman. I own my business. I lead my teams. I played my own manager, my own publicist, my own lawyer when I didn't have money to have those people. So I make the decisions in my life. When I come home, I like the idea that my man leads us. That doesn't mean that in this case, Jay makes all the decisions for us. That doesn't mean that when he says, how are we spending our money or where are we moving, that I just say, yes, sir, or yes, your honor. Like, it's not that. It's a, you know what? I think that we would do best here. I want to do this. And he takes the decision, he formulates it with our overall vision, and he leads us. And I like to submit to that. I don't want to lead in our household and in our marriage. I want him to lead, and I have all the essence of what I bring as a wife to make that decision, but that I love that my husband will be the man that leads. I like that structure in a marriage, and I look forward to that because girls, it's tiring being the boss of me. It's tiring leading all the time in my life.
All the time.
And
It's tired to be the boss of all the time.
I grew up in a household. My mom has she has a very strong force, and she took over a lot of decisions in the household to the point that my dad, unless it was always going to be a fight, he was like, you know what? Go ahead. Whatever you want to decide, go ahead. And I'm just going to do me. And that causes a wedge. And I can have that tendency. I'm just saying for me, I can have that tendency to follow like my mom because it's what I grew up in and I saw it. And I saw in my living space, I would all of a sudden just wake up and go and make decisions without asking and checking in. So I am the fault that can cause the inequality because I am pulling in my habits from my old household to how I run my business today. And that is not okay. And I'm careful and aware of that today. So I'm just telling that to anybody else who didn't tell me that when I could have learned that before.
Now, those were the statements that she made. Now, before I show you the pushback that obviously came from Loni Love,
See?
I don't believe in that. I don't think you should do that because I don't think this and I don't think that and I think this and I. Right? You know, Hattie McDaniel, Mammy. What a shock. The large BW doesn't agree. What a shock. So, the first thing that I want to analyze about this is as soon as Jeannie Mai said the words, I'm going into my marriage submitting, she immediately followed it with, let me explain. This was proof positive of the gynocracy. This was proof positive of how bad it has gotten. Now, here's the other thing that I wonder. This is just me just spitballing. I wonder, would their responses had been the same if the dude she was getting ready to marry was not a brother?
From my standpoint, it would have been the same. There's a shadow over the word submission, submissive. Because people have abused it. You know, you have abusers who want their victims to be submissive. And so in today's age, that's automatically where the mind goes to. They don't remember the positives of being submissive to your man, to your king. So yeah, I don't think it's a black issue. I just think because of criminals in this world, the word submissive and stuff like that it has been tainted.
You didn't think about that, did you? You didn't think about that, did you? It's almost like the moment she said it, they was like, how dare you submit to a brother. He ain't worthy of that. Like, I just looked at the expressions on their face when she said it, and I've never been so disgusted in my life. Just the fact that she has to even explain why she's gonna submit to her husband to a bunch of other women who don't, it's not their life. Why does she even feel the need to have to explain to them? Do you see what's going on? Do you see how bad it's gotten? Do you see how foolish this is? Why does she feel obligated to explain to a bunch of biddies why she wants to submit to her husband? And by the way, I don't know if you remember or not, but when you take wedding vows, one of the words in the wedding vow is obey.
Right.
And she's sitting there trying to explain why she wants to be submissive, but try to angle it from the position that she has power. Well, you know, I want to decide that I'm going to do this because I don't want to be in charge of this and I don't want to be in charge. Instead of just saying to these broads, I'm submitting to my man because that's the way it's supposed to be. Period. If you don't agree with it, so what? I could care less. But what you got to realize is that the reason why it has gotten this bad is because every single time anybody has ever said anything about men being in charge, men being this, men being that, we have allowed the narrative to be ran that that's an evil thing. This is how much men have been demonized over the past few years. We've been demonized so much that even the thought of a woman submitting to a man is like a mortal sin right now. Now, I didn't even know about this. I see that Kendra had did a video, and I saw she had Jeannie Mai in the thumbnail. I didn't know why she had Jeannie Mai in the thumbnail because I didn't know that Jeannie Mai said this. I found out about this because when I came home today, my girl showed it to me. She was like, yo, did you hear what Jeannie Mai said? And I said, no. She was like, early this morning she heard it. She wanted to call and wake me up so that I could hear it. But she said, I'm not going to call and wake him up because he's going to be mad if I wake him up, right? Because I'd be, you know, early in the morning. I'm not a morning person. So she didn't want to call and wake me up and make me mad, right? So she said, I just wait till I get home and show him, right? And she said, Ricky Smiley played the clip on his show. And she said, babe, I'm telling you right now, Ricky Smiley watches your show. Because he was using a bunch of your talking points. And she played the clip for me, and sure enough, he was using a bunch of my talking points. And I said to myself, I said, well, that, you know, I said to myself, but I also said to my girl, I said, well, that's just proof that what we talk about in these spaces are having an influence on society as a whole. It's having an influence on mainstream media, right? Mm-hmm. So on the show, on Ricky Smiley's show, when he said what he said, yeah, man. He said, well, that's really the way it's supposed to be. I mean, you got all these entitlement programs that they've put out here to give women incentive to push the men out of the house or whatever. Like, Ricky Smiley was going in. He was using a bunch of my talking points. And then you had the person on his show that's part of the alphabet community come out and say, well, I don't agree with that. It's supposed to be 50-50. We supposed to lead each other. How do you lead each other?
Um, I think his name is Gary. He always likes to be on the opposing side of whatever is said. It seems to me. He likes being difficult.
How does... See, this is the type of stupidity that people say out of their mouth and other people just allow it. That's not even logical. Oh, yeah, well, we're supposed to lead each other. Man, if you don't go somewhere and shut all the way up, you don't even know what you're talking about. You have leaders and you have followers. Turner. Period. Leaders and followers. Okay? You do not, you can't lead. People don't lead each other. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. People don't lead each other. Lord Reese, appreciate you, fam. That is pure foolishness at the highest level of foolishness. Turner.
$50 boss up. Hey! Stack up and match up.
Now, what I want to do is I want you to hear the response when she took it a step further. She took it a step further and she tried to give advice to the sisters, which she should have never did. She tried to give advice to the sisters on how they would be able to secure them a dude and have the type of relationship where somebody would want to marry him. Now, if you go back and you look at Jeezy's career, you would never think that Jeezy would ever want to be a married man. So you got to ask yourself, everybody was sitting back looking at Jeezy. I've shown you videos of him on his Instagram where he's dancing with her, he's singing, he's happy, he's smiling. Now we all sitting back wondering, what could this woman possibly be doing to make him so happy? Now, some of us already know part of the reason he's happy is because he's not dealing with certain BS that he would have to deal with if he was dealing with a certain group, if you know what I mean. But because he's dealing outside of that particular group, he doesn't have to deal with certain types of cultural issues, right? But aside from that, aside from the obvious, we're sitting here saying to ourselves, what is she doing to make that man so happy? We found out. See, she's telling them that she's planning to go into her marriage submitting, but the truth of the matter is she's already submissive to him. But we already knew this. We already knew this. How do we know this? Because if a dude has a submissive woman, he will have a big Cheshire grin on his face almost 24/7.
Also, how you want your marriage is how you're going to have your relationship before you get married.
A dude has a woman that is submissive, he will move mountains for that woman. He will fight doomsday to a standstill for that woman. He will buy the biggest rock you can think of and put on that woman's finger. He will build an entire life. He will move a mountain. He will conquer known lands and plant the flag in her name. And do you know why a man will do all of that for a submissive woman? Because that is the natural order of things. You show me a brother with a submissive woman, I'll show you a brother that'll live to be 100. You show me a brother with a submissive woman, I'll show you a brother that is going to grow and become successful and lead a happy life. How do I know this? I know this because I experience it. Just today, my girl was like, I didn't see nothing wrong. They got upset with Jeannie Mai. I didn't see nothing wrong with what she said because I feel the same way. I don't want to be in charge. I don't want to have to worry about this or worry about that. I'm glad to step aside and listen to you, follow your lead. And guess what, ladies? That's why she has a big rock on her finger. That's why she is benefiting from the Angryman standard. That's why you would have to do a lot to snatch me from her clutches. But you just don't get it. You want to be hard-headed. You want to prove that you don't have to be submissive. And then you got the nerve to wonder why you can't get or keep a dude. Like Mr. James say, how you gonna play hard to get and you hard to want? Are you serious? Are you serious? But let's play what the chick said when she tried to give them some advice. Let's play it real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Let's go ahead and play it.
Yeah, let's hear from the chick who took forever to get a man.
And sometimes men tend to feel like, well, this is how a woman is supposed to act. And if I'm working with you as a person on the outside, don't treat me like whatever your marriage is. I don't want that. I am my own person. Treat me like an equal. That's the only problem I have with that. What you do in your marriage
I hear
is
you, Loni.
But outside,
Yes.
don't treat me like I'm your wife, because I'm not.
No, but I want to say this. I want to say this to all my sisters out there. I want to say this to all my sisters out there that feel me when I say that you can be dominant or you are the leader in your life and you make all the decisions. When you are coupled with a man, men inherently, if you got a good man, want to lead and want to protect you. I'm going to tell you from experience. If you dominate so much that you actually kind of take over in your own household, that you don't give him room to feel like a man, fill in the blank however you want. You strip him of being able to do what it is he does well, and it changes the dynamic of your
That's not true, Jeannie.
Boom. Boom. Now what she said was 100% facts.
I agree.
If you dominate too much, you're pushing him out of his masculine role. You're making it difficult for him to play his position. And as soon as she said that, here come Loni Love. That's not true. Yeah, because everybody should follow your standard. You know, get into a relationship with a broke William Cartwright. And let's be honest, the only reason you run your household is because he broke. You got a broke Bradley. But you want everybody to follow your rules. No. And we already got the skinny on you. We already got the word on you because OG knew somebody that used to talk to you. So we already know what it is with you. We already know why you operate the way you operate. Loni Love. Is that her name? Loni? Yeah, Loni Love. We already know the reason why you operate the way you operate. You ain't never gonna get a top tier guy. You couldn't get a young Jeezy if your life depended on it. See, this is what's so funny about this. Loni Love has been hating on Jeannie Mai on this show for a while, and ain't nobody been pointing it out. That was her whole point. Her whole point of talking about how brothers don't necessarily love properly, that was a shot at Jeannie Mai. Now, Jeannie Mai got too much class to go back and forth with her. But the funny thing is, she should have been called out on her BS. She should have told her flat out, look, just because you've had bad experience with brothers don't mean that all of us will.
Right.
Did you ever think that maybe the reason why you have bad experience with brothers is because of your nasty attitude? Did you ever think of that? She couldn't even get half of a young Jeezy, much less a whole young Jeezy. She couldn't even get half of that. And that's what she mad about. That's why she's sitting up there upset.
That dynamic of your
That's not true, Jeannie.
Jeannie,
that's not true.
I don't know about that, Jeannie. I don't know about that.
I don't think that's true for everyone. I don't think that's true for everyone. I'm saying it was true I'm talking about my own experience. In my experience, I need to there are areas where a man has to be able to have room to lead. And if you try to take over on everything, he's like, where am I, what areas are we leaning on me to just be who I want to be in this relationship?
That's not my experience, and I my experience has always been one of partnership.
Is Loni Love married right now, y'all?
No.
Is Loni Love married right now? Is Loni Love married? Huh? Anybody know? Do you know? You? No. Look at who Loni.
And she is trying to correct a woman who has been married before. Whatever.
Love has. Let me pull this up on the screen so you can see it. She's trying to give somebody a lecture. That's who she's in a relationship with. A failed actor. A broke failed actor. But she's up there giving somebody a lecture, right? Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
And of equality, and I like for my man to come and ask me my opinion, and if we have an issue, we work it out, and we're compatible, and that's what I love about my relationship with James, is that it's
$100 her relationship with James don't last. $100 her relationship with James don't last. So let me go ahead and look up. Let's go ahead and look up some stuff on James real quick. Let's see. Loni Love's boyfriend, James Welsh. James Welsh. James Welsh net worth 2020. Yo.
It can't be good.
James Welsh's net worth. Are you ready, everybody? It's a whopping $524,000. $524,000. $524,000. That's his net worth.
Wrong.
Oh my God. Now, who else was on that show with her? Who else was on that show with her? Hold on, let me see who else is up there on that show. Who else is up there on that show? Who else is up there? Who else was up there on that show with her? Is that Fancy? Is that Fancy from the Jamie Foxx show? Is that Fancy from the Jamie Foxx show?
Yes, it is.
Hold on. Let's see. Garcelle, whatever her name is. Garcelle. Let's see. You ain't been, hey, Garcelle, let me tell you something. You ain't been popular ever since you stepped out on, you ain't been popular ever since you stepped out on Mr. Big. Hold on, let me see if we can find something about her. Hold on. Let's see. Your claim to fame is the Jamie Foxx show. That's your claim to fame. Hold on, let's see. Who is she married to? Who is she married to? Let's see. Husband. Let's see. Is she single now? Hold on. She ain't even married no more. Oh my God. Are you serious? Oh my God. Oh my God. She's not even married anymore. What's her net worth? Okay, she got a net worth of $8 million. Okay, let's see. She had a husband from 91 to 2000. And then she had another husband from 2001 to 2011. Okay, she's a swirler. He's a talent agent. Let's see, what is his net worth? Net worth. So he had a net worth of $8 million. Yo, who is the other chick on the show? Who is the other chick on the show?
We got Adrian Ballon.
Who is that other chick on the show? So it's Lonnie Love, it's Fancy, it's Jeannie Mai. Who's the other chick on the show? Jay Jermaine said her William Cartwright cheated on her multiple times. Gee, I wonder why. She's sitting up here talking against submission. Who is the other chick? Does anybody know? Okay, Adrian. Let's see, let me pull her up. Let me pull her up. Okay. Let's see. Adrian. Oh, that's the chick from 3LW. Oh, that's that goofy broad. Okay. Who's her husband? Okay, Israel Houghton. Is she currently married? Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. Hold on. So they asked the question, is Adrian Ballon still married. In September 2015, the couple split and they called off their engagement. Ballon got engaged to musician Israel Houghton on August 12th, 2016 in Paris after 6 months of dating. They were married in Paris on November 11th, 2016. Ballon became the stepmother to Israel's 4 children from his first marriage. So are they still married? Are they still married? Let me see, what's his net worth? Okay, so Adrienne Ballon net worth. Her net worth is $3 million. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Her husband's net worth is $8 million. He's an American musician, worship leader, and singer-songwriter. His net worth is $8 million.
Okay, please don't block it.
Are they still together?
Okay. Mommy loves.
I guess they still together. Oh my God. So basically on this panel, you got Loni, who's married, not married. You got Loni Love, who's in a relationship with a dude that's only worth $500,000.
And Loni Love is worth $3 million as of 2021.
And looks horrible. Then you got Fancy, who's divorced. Then you got this other chick from 3LW who married a simp. and there's no other way to put it. They was only dating for 6 months and got married after 6 months. Come on, man. Come on, man. She's worth $3 million. He's worth $8 million. Come on, man. You already know what that is. But this is the goofiness, man. This is the pure and utter goofiness. So basically, out of all of them, you got one woman up there that's in a relationship with a guy that's her first choice. See, that's the part you gotta realize. Let me help you out. Now watch this. Let's see. So let me look up. Okay, so let's look up Fancy and her husband. Let's look up Fancy and her husband. I'm gonna show you something. Let's look up Fancy and her ex-husband when they were together. Let's see if we can find the pictures. Okay, so there's a picture right there. Now let me look up. Okay, so here's, all right, boom. So let's see. Let me pull this picture. Let me open this picture up. Need a bigger picture. Need a bigger picture. This is my girl printing. He's printing something. Okay, let's open the image in a new tab. So there go the picture. Let's open this image in a new tab. Okay, and then let's pull up Loni Love and her boyfriend. Pull up Loni Love and her boyfriend real quick. Okay. I want to put this into perspective. I really want to put this in perspective. Let's see. So let's pull up Jeannie, Mai, and Jeezy. Right? Pull up Jeannie, Mai, and Jeezy. Open a new tab. All right. So let's start with Fancy. Because Fancy was the one that back in the day, everybody thought she was so cute, this, that, and the third, right? So let's pull up Fancy, right? So this is Fancy's last husband. That was her last husband. This guy. Bottom shelf Brad. So then you got the chick from 3LW. This is her current husband. Right? This is her current husband. Then you got Loni Love. This is her current boyfriend. And then you got young Jeezy. So out of all four of them, who's winning? So let's go through it again. This was her last husband. She's currently single. This is her current husband. This is her current boyfriend. And this is who Jeannie Mai is with. Who's winning? Who's winning? Now check this out. With the exception of Loni Love, this is something you gotta realize. This is how important attitude is. This is how important attitude is. For this chick, you would expect this. But this chick looks decent. She's decent. But these two are pretty much in the same boat as her. Y'all don't hear me though. That's how powerful attitude is. Y'all don't hear me though. That is how powerful a messed up attitude is. This is what I was trying to say when you had all of these knuckleheads here on YouTube, on panels, talking about a dime is a dime. It doesn't matter what her attitude is. Her attitude doesn't take away her points.
Oh.
If her attitude doesn't take away her points, how is this woman pretty much in the same boat as this woman? If attitude don't take away points, how is this woman in the same boat as this woman? How does this woman in a relationship and this one isn't? Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's be realistic, man. Shout out to Smooth. Appreciate the membership. Let's be realistic, man. Let's step back into the real world, y'all.
I'm kind of lost. I don't see how Adrian is in the same boat as Loni. When Adrian is married, her husband's net worth is $8 million. I think she's more popular than Loni also. I don't know. I don't know.
Let's see. Noble said Adrian's husband was cheating with her and he was asked to leave his church in Houston because of it. Oh, I remember that. I remember that. Oh, that is them. Oh, see? Turner. But out of all the women sitting up there on that panel, the one that everybody should be listening to is the one everybody's trying to shun. Are you serious? Out of all of the women up there, the one that they should be listening to, the one that's winning, is the one they're trying to shun. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I hate when my face gets shiny. I'm trying new makeup for my daughter's graduation and my own graduation. Could be the camera, I don't know. But I'm glad that Jeanie, first of all, when Jeanie was with her ex-husband, you know, she was happy and stuff like that, but she had a lot of complaints and stuff like that. You really see, like, you really saw the change in her when she got with Jeezy. Um, yeah, like, and I do believe she was already submissive in her relationship once she saw that she could be submissive. There's a certain energy that people give off, and with being submissive in your relationship, it takes a lot of trust. So it really shows how much she trusts him as a person, as a man, as her man. Um, Loni, Loni, I forgot what year. I forgot when I stopped watching, but it was really getting annoying. Her Loni's recklessness with her words and stuff like that. So I had to just give it up. Um, and then when I don't know how I caught it because I stopped watching, but I had heard Adrian doesn't really wash her hands and stuff like that. She doesn't believe in it. I don't know how she is now with the COVID and everything. If she's um, gotten better with her hygiene techniques and stuff like that. But that was disgusting. So that was another reason to not watch. Just like, you know, Adrian's beautiful, but that's just nasty. It's just now when I see her, that's all I see. It's like you don't wash your hands at home. She doesn't wash her hands at home, but whatever you do at home, you track it all the way to work and stuff like that. So the doors and the corridors, and she's driven to work. So the car that is no. Anyway, once you find a man who is a man and not a adult male, um, and you have trust within your relationship, I do agree that you should be submissive. Um, you won't have to worry about him being overbearing and stuff like that, because if he loves you, he's going to consider your feelings and thoughts. So it should just be something. And I don't think it's going to be something that you think about. Adrienne is being open about it because she's on a TV show, but it's not something that you need to discuss. I think it would just, you would naturally flow into that interaction. So yeah, that was Angryman. Also, his channel is Boss Talk Radio, and I'll be leaving a link. If you liked my video, please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll leave a link to or the info to my Cash App if you want to donate. Thank you.